ua mau ke au ka aina I ka pono Hawaii Malama ia Na iwi Pulama ia Na kua
Mahalo, Auntie. So I'd like to introduce our panelists this evening. Tonight we have Trisha Kehaulani Watson Sproat. Come. We also have Donovan Pariza and Uncle Walter Riddy. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Shane Ka'imina'o Kahanu Cobb Adams. I'm from Anahola. Born in Manoa, raised on my mom's homestead in Anahola in the village. Auntie Nani came to Oahu for a halavai similar to this one at Kamakakuokalani Center for Hawaiian Studies that was put on a couple months ago now, maybe a month and a half. And I happened to be in attendance as well. And when she and I came away from that, she said, Shane, we got to do one of these on Kauai for the Kauai people. And so that's kind of the start of how this came together. And so really it's Auntie Nani who's kind of been the catalyst in all of this. We're just kind of following her lead and, you know, doing our part. And so tonight, I'm just going to give a quick overview here. And so this is our schedule. We're running a little bit late because of the rain, but we're kind of letting people filter in because I know there's a big traffic block on the north side. So we'll have panel presentations with the three panelists. Each panelist is going to have about 10 to 15 minutes. You guys can go a little longer because instead of 4, we have 3, so you can have 20 if you want. And then we're going to have a short transition where you guys can grab some food, and then we're going to break out into groups of about 20. So we're going to do one group in each corner of the room because part of what we want to do this evening is have an informational kind of component about Na'iaupuni, about what it is and what it isn't. But we also want to engage everyone in a conversation that probably should have happened a long time ago about what the community wants to see. And you know, being a community member myself, one of my complaints of Na'iaupuni is that nobody came and asked me if I wanted that. Nobody came and talked to the people in Anahola about it. And so we'll break out into sessions for about 25 minutes, and each group will have a facilitator. There's a couple questions that we want each group to kind of run through, and then we'll come back to the hui, and each group will appoint someone to present their top 2 or 3 ideas in just 2 or 3 minutes to share. And so today's halavai, I want to keep us focused on Na'iaupuni and what it is and what it is not. Because there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of things in the newspaper about it. Depending on who you listen to, there's conflicting ideas of what this Na'iaupuni process has been. And so I'm glad that Uncle Walter is here because he's been on the forefront of that this really whole time. And then we're also going to talk about what the legal context and framework is within which we operate, and then the duality of legal systems in Hawaii since the occupation of 1893. You know, there's differing perspectives. Are we seeking to be sovereign, or are we preserving a sovereignty that we already have? And that's a very important question. It's part of the question that Kamana'apono Crab asked when he sent his letter to the Secretary of State that we never got a response to. And so part of this evening's educational component is hopefully we can get a better sense of that for ourselves, because we need to know it ourselves really before we try to get an answer from somebody else, because our answer is ultimately more important for ourselves. And then finally, the Pono path forward, what it is, what we want it to be, and what we can do about it. And that's what the planning session is designed for, so that we can talk about that as a community and get that input together so that we can put a rudder to this canoe. You know, part of the problem for me about Na'yao Puni is that it leaves 80% of the Hawaiians out of the canoe. And that's not pono, and that's not a Hawaiian thing. And so that's one of the problems for me, but I hope we're going to get into that discussion this evening. So.